Hello lords and ladies, welcome to another episode of GC9 walkthrough. I'm happy I can record the map as it is now. So first we go to the glory race. House 19 is going to get a star this turn around, and they will have 1 star, and after that there will be knockouts. So in the glory round you can see that they are leading. Here we have House 2 and House 18 out of the glory race soon. House 1 is an ally of House 19, and you can see that they have surpassed House 11. House 11 is, I think, 5th or something. So House 10 is also losing, so hopefully this is it for them. You can see here in the map, most of the map is House 19, and as I said, they keep this area now. Last video was when they were pushing. House 10 was pushing and they flipped some lands here. Then we have Canada now flipped. You can see 2 is flipped to House 19, 1 is to House 1. You can see the situation here. And the provinces, the counties. So, yeah, this is how it looks like from the far. And let's see the map. Just going to go through it. Canada. Who's collecting all these flags? Oh, they're all going there. Then we have area. US, this is US. Mexico. And this is Central America. Central America, you can see that it's already taken over. I don't see any of our guys. This guy is under interdiction. Venezuela. This is South America. It's Venezuela, these 3 states here. France, Suriname, and Guinea. This is France. This is not another country. So far I know, it's part of France, but it has its own capital. Then here we have Brazil. You can see they have taken this area. Sami is still holding on, but Paraguay is taken. Here we have Chile, Argentina. So here is this area. Then we come here. South of Africa is mostly black steel, but this area is gone. Here. And this is the West Africa. You can see they take over all the small countries in the end. Some are going to take over here as well. This there Gresha, and he's alone building that village. Most probably just moved there 2.5 days ago. And here we have Egypt taken over. Sudan is still in House 10's hand. And we have Saudi Arabia and Yemen and this area. So I'm not going to go through the countries that the House 19 has taken, because I mean, like, for example, this one is Legend China, most probably ABC's house. Okay, so because of the usage of bots, I have had a lot of deleted accounts here and there. When I'm sending, I don't even know who are they anymore, because the accounts are deleted. So these accounts also may be deleted when Firefly decides to encourage them to pay more for a new account. The game is free, but then if you want to start up your account, you have to have some cards, so you have to pay something. So normally, just like other games that let cheaters play, they might have this to encourage the cheaters to spend some money. Then after a while that the cheaters have fun, they ban their accounts. Then, you know, the cheater already hooked on, so then he will go and pay a little bit more for a new account. So that's how they bankroll. Because like someone like me who is loaded on cards is not going to pay much to this game, but cheaters are good customers. And here we have Scandinavia. Europe I already show you, and here is Poland. Nothing left of house 6 here. Belarus. This is Lithuania. Who is holding here? Lord of Mice. Okay. Is surviving with 9 villages. Okay, it ain't gonna last much. Then we have Russia. So you see that the whole map is sorted for me. I'm supposed to take it on. I'm not gonna do that, and I'm going to explain to you in a short while. I've been playing Shogun 2 again. It was very fun. Oh, it's a very old game, but it's a good game. I like it. The challenge, really, even on easy. Here's Taiwan. Macau got invaded, and yeah. This is Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, and Tasmania. So here's Bombay's going to this guy. I've seen Old Farmer around many times. He's Old Farmer, so they still hold it here. Old Farmer. I have capped him in Mundetsu. He had a nipple. I mean, a very small village with nothing built in it, like this. This is called a nipple in the game. So, yeah, I capped him, but I've seen him around. He's playing since 2012. I know him. He's really an old farmer. And this is New Zealand. Still the same here. Okay. So, just want to explain a little bit why it happens like this big of a flip. So, you know, the other side is clearly a Scourge. So, I don't know much about them. I don't really have any friends from the other side of this equation. I have in the real life, but on our side, like for example, the huge failure of House 2, one of the reasons I just come here, let's see, okay, here this guy doesn't have a Liege Lord, no Liege Lord at all. This guy invaded, he doesn't have a Liege Lord yet. Then let's go to this area, for example, that has been taken over. He's a Crown Prince, he's on vacation mode. Look, at this point, people who don't have Liege Lords, they are on vacation mode, right? So here he has a Liege Lord. You see, they all have a Liege Lord. Now all of my villages, I don't have a Liege Lord. I never have been. I mean, I have been asking the people for help, or like, you know, I cannot go and beg them every day or pester them. But you ask something, and you don't get anything. So they just expect. I mean, the leadership just typically comes and gives orders. Just say, hey, you have to do this. Hey, all you have to, like, I don't know, just like motivational speeches. And they don't have ears. So whatever you say, there's nothing. There is no teamwork. There's just someone who wants you to do everything for them, and then They don't want to do anything for you, right? So they really take on the system of the governments that are in the world, but to not. You see, this is House 19. They all have liege lords. This guy doesn't have. This one have. The first when the house. I mean, if you remember the story, House 11's leadership was banned for cheating all together, and then House 10 at the time split in two. The Scourge went out, and that part of a Scourge come to House 11, and they what you call it? Created this house. So at first there was huge distrust, I think, and you couldn't chat. Nobody would chat because nobody trusts anybody. They were just former enemies, just smooshed together because of the situation in the world, in the real world, that we all become hostile suddenly. There's a lot of tension in the real world, so that smooshed them together, and they weren't really anything, and they never became. So you see here, like, this is the heartland, and it hasn't been invaded. Strong players here, they all have liege lords. This guy has a liege lord, and he's the liege lord to a lot of people in Africa. Okay, so I've been asking, for example, I'm been threatened by this guy, or this is a neutral, what should I do? You don't get any answers. You just get orders, and for executing those orders you don't get any like incentives or any merits or any, it's like just like you we say in Persian, like, this guy cannot even manage a barn, then he become this. So this is the same story. I mean, I would expect many things. One of them would be that the leader is actually not playing the game. He doesn't need to play the game. For example, if it was me, like, this is still Alexander the Great story, like, a huge warrior who leads the army, he does everything. But in reality of today, it doesn't work like that. You have to have a team to manage you, which the other side has, and they see the map clearly. They just go around. So for example, these players who attacked us and take over Iran, they just joined recently, and they were supplied with everything. They rank up, they get all the catapults, all the materials needed by the other players. They supply them. So the other side, House 19, is bringing new players. For example, I don't know, this guy is a prince. And I think he was here, I am not sure. Anyways, like, they have a bot that builds the village, builds a basic castle for it, and they don't do anything much. So if they lose a village, they don't really care about it. They have a bot that does the scouting. They have a bot that does the trading. They just have to pay for the premium token, which is the thing that enables the bot's features. And bot is illegal, but for its features to be done, it needs a premium token. So there's something for you to know there. And here you can see, for example, this is mainland China. You see how this guy doesn't have any liege lords. It's just sitting there. Our house, this guy has a liege lord to enemy. Anyways, so this is funny. You can see this guy is established here, so he has liege lord. This guy has liege lords. Our people don't have liege lords. It's just a mob. It was from the beginning, and the mentality is just like a mob. I believe that the hackers on the other side have more organization than the hackers on this side. The hacker on this side of the world is just a mob. It's not that much of a serious force to be reckoned with, and you can see it on the map. So they just snatched the defeat out of the jaws of victory for themselves, and I think this map is done. I cannot think that Russians and Chinese are going to lose this map, because the way and they're not going to fight each other. They're not going to split. They're just so tired, and there's not going to be any exhausted. They are so exhausted, and they are not going to be participating in any wars. So when they defeat House 10, that will be it, end of the war. So it has been around 150 days of war here, and I don't think anybody of them have time and energy to just put. For example, one of the other things that happen in House 10 is like you would fight. There's no reward. House 10 would keep all the cards and everything to themselves. When they win the glory, they would just keep everything to themselves. They give nothing. They just give orders. This is also the Lost Islands in Caribbean. Yeah. So yeah, that's the story of this world until this moment. In that sense, I had one liege lord, which was my friend from maybe 5 years back. I asked him, and he would complain himself to people in House 10 that he doesn't have a liege lord and he cannot attack. This is like 5 months ago story where that is the point. I also realized that there is a big issue here. It's huge, and a lot of them, a lot of good players just left the world during the initial loss of leadership in House 11, and they never came back. So he would say, hey, I have a stand-up army in my village. I have to keep it in my castle. I cannot have full 510 troops on my walls. Please give me a liege lord who can provide me with some troops so I can attack or trade or do something else. And he wouldn't get any answers. What answers would he get would just be an order. Hey, you have to raise such and so every day, and if you don't raise such and so every day, you will kick you out of the house. You have to show your worth, or I don't know, like these kind of talks, right? And they don't do it. The guy needs to have a standing army defending his village, so he can conserve base points and don't have to ID his village every time he's attacked, right? Or while his attack is going to the destination and coming back, he doesn't have to keep ID his village for, like, let's say 5 hours it takes. He has to ID it for 5 hours. If the attack is returning, he has to ID for another 5 hours, right? So that's it. That's the story of them. And if you see this leadership anywhere on the map, yes, they are good players, but they are not capable of management much. Anyways, this is the word. This is GC9, and thank you for watching. Until the next one.